YouTube channel. My name is Color Me J, and today we're about to get into a DIY for your own makeup vanity. I will be sure to list all products down below in the description box. First, you want to make sure that you wipe down your MDF board so that you have no excess dirt or wood lying on it, so that when it's time for you to lie and slap on this contact paper, you avoid any bumps or bubbles in the process. I quickly realized that trying to do this standing up won't be the thing. So, as you can see, we moved it down to the floor. Now make sure that you have something that is going to assist you in smoothing this out. Contact paper is durable, but you want to make sure that once this is on, it stays on, sis. So I decided to use my wedding book that one of my good girlfriends gave to me. Actually, she gave that to me at our engagement party, but it was the best thing to use in the moment. So you want to make sure that you're going over some spaces or even the whole thing a little more than one time. That way you know that your contact paper is flat like you want your lace front. I'm just saying. So make sure that you move along with your contact paper and you work with it. If you do anything but that, you are definitely going to run into some issues as you apply your contact paper to your MDF board. So be patient and work slowly. For a second, I tried to rush and I realized that slow and steady wins the race. So as we get to the end of finally applying this contact paper, all right, let's make sure that you cut a straight line at the end of your MDF board. I decided to go a little bit more when it came to cutting my paper, only because I wanted to give myself ample space to wrap it underneath the MDF board. This way, when I put it on top of the drawers that we are about to get into, it would be seamless. So during this time, you just want to make sure that you pick up your MDF board with grace. This MDF board was pretty thin, so anytime I did pick it up, I would tend to kind of pick up the contact paper in the process. So I realized I needed to be as gentle as humanly possible with this board. Call me a surgeon because I got it done. Also, you want to make sure that at the end when you are applying your contact paper, what I did was I made sure to tug on the paper just slightly so that when I wrap it over, you get a nice crisp edge. Absolutely loved it, and it definitely worked for me. All right. This is when the drawers come into play. And I was not about to do that on my own. For two drawers that I knew were coming with way more than 50 pieces. So I went ahead and I asked my husband if he would be ever so kind to help me with this video. So now what I decided is the best thing to do, especially in a case like this, you want to make sure that you lay everything out in front of you. That way you allow yourself to see all of the pieces. This just makes it all the way easier for you when you start to put everything together. So now we're going to get into a small clip of me and my husband laughing. We were actually tuned in to my bishop's God Made You a Wife and Not a Girlfriend virtual book, which we will be helping him with very soon. Now you just want to make sure that you get down to the nitty gritty of building out your drawers as effortlessly and quickly as possible. Quick intermission. Me just showing my husband how much I appreciate him, especially as they play our wedding song. He definitely is trying to keep working. Give him love one more time. Aww. Alright, so we are down to the wire. We have pretty much finished the first draw. Now I went ahead and did you all the common courtesy of not filming this twice. So basically you all know that what you do once, you'll do twice. So that's exactly what we did to the second one. Let's get into my husband patronizing me.
That's too slow, Bob. There we go.
It is time to set up your vanity. Ooh, I was so excited. First, you want to clean your area. Since we had just moved in, I wanted to make sure that everything underneath was all swept away so we can start cleaning and getting into this vanity, girl. So you want to make sure that as you are setting up, you're just looking at your area, making sure that this is exactly where you want to put your vanity. All right. So now I decided it just fancied me to wrap one of the sides, and I actually ended up loving it. My husband asked why I didn't wrap the whole thing. Let me tell you something, sir. Contact paper and wrapping, that's not my forte. Not at all. So now what you want to do is you want to make sure that as you set everything up, that your vanity looks exactly the way you want it to look. So make sure that you're being patient with yourself, because this does take time. All right, on to the next thing. Let's get into this mirror, which in all honesty, it was pretty plain and simple. So there were no actual directions for this mirror. It was literally just nail the bottom to the mirror, and then you're pretty much set to go. And that is what you see me doing here, making sure that the nails are tight and sturdy so that this mirror does not move, jiggle, or wiggle when I put this on top of the vanity. I did also purchase E6000 glue and put that on. I ended up doing that off camera because I realized that was a two-person job. Juice break. You gotta be healthy. All right, let's get into this chair now. Oof, this chair, you see that smile? So this chair I actually got from Target. It was honestly self-explanatory. I didn't even really need the instructions that it came with. You just want to make sure that you put all of your screws into the right hole, and you actually want to be careful because the holes are directly underneath your chair, and when the material is there as well, so you don't want to rip it even though it's underneath and no one's going to see. I'm very particular, and if I know it's messed up, it'll annoy me. Let's unravel, sis, and see what we got. Loving it. Now let's just show you pure joy.
This is a beautiful mirror, though. Wow.
I have been putting this off for a very long time, and I greatly enjoyed doing this. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching my very first video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. All right.